Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. It's a beautiful day and I have got a beautiful pair of kicks that I want to get into. When I first saw images of this shoe, I knew it was one that I wanted to add to the collection. These dropped overseas but don't drop in the US until this coming Wednesday, May the 4th. They'll be available on the SNKRS app, and I'm not sure if they're dropping other places than that. I'd imagine they will be at some other boutiques and that sort of thing. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these Fossil Rose Dunk Low Premiums. Alright, so I always like to start with the box, but in this case, I mean, there's really not any reason to go over it or spend much time on it. Standard Nike box that you get on all dunks. It's not a collab or anything, so it's just this regular, GR box. The tag reads Nike Dunk Low Premium, and the colors are Phantom, Fossil Rose, Aura. These, I believe, will retail for $110, and I bought these off of GOAT for $170, and we'll get into whether or not I think that was a good deal. One other thing I want to show you. Occasionally, whenever I get a pair of kicks from GOAT, they'll have the original receipt in there, and I always think that's cool. Here you can tell, I don't know if these came from Germany, where these were purchased at, but it's not English, and I just think it's neat to have the original receipt for this purchase in the box. Not that I really plan on selling them, but I just always like having that. It's just a nice extra little piece of assurance, But the box is boring. The receipt's pretty cool, but it's got absolutely nothing on this beautiful pair of kicks. And when I first saw these, what caught my eye was the colors. But whenever I got them in hand, as soon as I opened the box, what jumped out to me just as much is the noticeable quality on these. I do love these colors. I think for this time of year, everything's greening up. It's getting warm outside. I think this colorway is perfect for the spring and the summertime, but I also just think this quality is very, very noticeable, and I could not be more pleased with how these things came out. I think these would be ideal for like taking to the beach, or if you're going to a wedding and you want to just, flex a little bit, show off your shoe game a little bit. Just really anything that you're kind of like business casual or whatever. I think these are perfect for that. This isn't a pair of dunks that I would wear as beaters, whereas some of the ones with like synthetic leather and that sort of thing, I would just throw on feet and not really hesitate. These I'll keep for when I'm dressing a little bit nicer, just because I think these are beautiful, beautiful shoes. They're covered in this really, really nice soft short-haired suede. It's the same length for all the colors, and it all feels like it's the same premium quality. But I will definitely spray these with crepe before I wear them out. This is not a rainy day shoe for me. But getting into the review, you can see that we've got your standard Dunk Low tread pattern, and it's in this Fossil Rose color. It really reminds me of the color of erasers, like from school, like the big pink erasers. That's what it reminds me of, but it's kind of got like a rust tone to it. It looks really nice. I really like the color on it, but it is very reminiscent of Jordan 1s, and it's got that pivot point in the front and the Nike branding at the midfoot, but it looks just like all of your outsoles on your Dunk Highs, Dunk Lows, whatever. But then you can see that that Fossil Rose color comes up to meet a bright white midsole. And I noticed on this, the edges are really clean. Sometimes I get dunks and the color from the outsole kind of bleeds up into the midsole, like it looks a little bit sloppy where it overlaps. But for these, it's just a real nice sharp edge, and I think that fossil rose looks really nice right up against that bright white midsole. And that's got bright white stitching. But then coming up from that midsole, my favorite thing about these shoes is just this premium suede that we get on the upper. And we'll start here with this mud guard, but it's like a light powder blue color, and you get some play out of it. It's a very, very short material. It doesn't have long hair on it, but it feels very, very premium. I mean, really, really soft, and I just love the look at it. You can tell just by looking at them that the quality is there. But we've got that nice light powder blue color on the mudguard, and then going up the eye stays, and then it wraps around the heel there at the base. Then on the toe box, we've got more of that premium feeling suede, and that's in like a really light gray color, but it looks really nice. You can see those classic perforations like we always have on Dunks, but we've got that color on the toe box. And then on the side panels, and of course we've got it wrapping around the back, and there you can see those rows of stitching that I love so much. But the stitching all matches the color of whatever suede it's on. And then the only other color of suede that we have is that fossil rose suede for the swoosh, and then for that heel tab up by the collar. And I think that Nike branding embroidered on there looks really nice on that fossil rose color. But really, I can't tell you enough how happy I am with just the quality that we have on this material. And two, these are not sloppy in the least bit. I don't see any bit of glue where it shouldn't be. And I just think the only drawback of these shoes is the fact that they may show dirt. But as I mentioned before, I think these look so nice that I'll probably rock them whenever I'm like going on date night, you know, going somewhere that I want to dress a little bit nicer. These will not be an everyday beater for me. It looks like the tongue's just a white nylon material, and it's got this nice powder blue piping going around the edges of the tongue, and there's a white or maybe even gray tag with the fossil rose Nike branding there at the top. And we've got some flat fossil rose laces. They didn't give us any spares with this, and I'll probably just leave the laces as is. I don't really have any plans on switching them out anyway. And then it looks like the sock liner is more of that powder blue color, as well as the insole. And down on the insole, you can see some fossil rose Nike branding. But all in all, I just think these things look really, really good. They're dropping on the sneakers app May the 4th, which is Wednesday. I will be going after another pair just because I think this is a shoe that looks good enough to own two of. You know, there are some shoes that I pay resale for ahead of time and I immediately regret it. This is not one of them. I feel pretty safe with paying 170 bucks on these. I don't plan on selling these, but if I did, I feel like I would be able to recoup my investment on them, just because for the most part, Dunk Low premiums usually take off in value. And just my hunch off of seeing these in hand and seeing how nice they came out, I think these will be pretty sought after, and I can see prices of these going up pretty significantly here in the future. But that's always a guess. I could be way off. I actually like these just as much as the Union LA Dunks that I reviewed. And that might make some people gasp, but I just think these are gorgeous. These are beautiful. But anyhow, let me know what you all think. Let me know if you'll be going after them whenever they drop this week, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.